Hi everybody, it's Kathy here and I am joining you today with a Scrapasketch promotion video. So I am using from the Scrapasketch premium site www.scrapasketch.com the book that Lisa has produced, and this has got 50 exclusive sketches in it, and this is the book 1. She now has a book 2 as well. I'm also using the amazing printables from the Painted Garden collection, and what I've done is I've taken 2 of the printed sheets there with the floral vines on it, and I have matched it together and patched it together to create, as you can see here, a full 11 3/4 by 11 3/4, and that's the beauty of the printables. As you print them out on A4, you can marry the pieces together because the patterns just overlap, and you cannot, unless you are up close, see where they are together. But by the time you build the rest of your layout, it just fades into the background and looks like a standard 12 by 12 cut down. And what I've done is I'm just adding it to a 1-inch frame of a very light blue, which picks up the colours from the paper range. I've got my photos here, and I'm also going to use the elements of the printed sheets and those banner strips there. I'm going to use the orange background here to mount my photos, just because they highlight the colours in my shirt on this photo range. And these photos were taken from my cruise with my daughter. We were back in Brisbane after the cruise, and so we went to the Roma Street Gardens, and this sculpture is at the gateway of the gardens, so it's quite an effective sculpture, so I took some different angles of it, and that's the photos for this page. And I like this print here. It reminds me more of an Indigenous print from Australia as opposed to a garden print. I know it's meant to probably represent the layers of the soil, but I felt that it married nicely with this layout. So after I matte my photos, and my photos are 3.5 by 5, they are larger than what was in the sketch, but that's okay. The diversibility of the sketch allows for you to adapt and change and modify for yourself. So I'm just quickly matting these, and I will double matte the one where I'm in as well, and that way it becomes a bit of a feature at the bottom of the layout. And as you can see, layering up behind breaks that busy background, and it also keeps the continuity of the patterns by using the same paper range. There you go. I'm just placing where the 4 photos. Now Lisa in her sketch has probably 3 by 3s, maybe 3.5 by 3.5s in them, but as I said, mine are slightly larger. So using the green here, which will pick up the green in the trees and the grass, I am using the 4 strips which are going in underneath the photos, and I'm using the blue as well, which picks up the blue of the sky, and that really highlights the colours of the photos, which allows the photos then to pop on the layout. These strips become a landing barrier on the layout, and Lisa has them as fishtail banners, so I'm cutting those into these these strips as well, so that they have that top and tail with the fishtail. The green are left as plain strips, and I pretty much am following the sketch verbatim so that it looks exactly as it does in the book. If you want to check out what it looks like, go to www.scrapasketch.com, and for a small premium fee you are able to get exclusive sketches, access to this amazing book and plus book 2, and also all of the printables and stencils that Lisa has created over time. Now there are many different types of printables, and these are really good if you want to create a hybrid layout or if you want to extend your stash. So now that I've laid those strips down, I can put my photos into place, and that's really important because that then will allow me to build the embellishment clusters. Now I like this sketch because it is using the 4 edges as a landing point. It is also making them a feature of the layout. Now with the background using that paper, you can see that it ties in with the garden theme. I could have also gone with a plain white background or a plain green background, and that would have highlighted the colours of the printables as opposed to allowing them to marry together. So what I'm doing now is layering up those fussy cut elements that I showed you from the printable range. And these are all from the painted garden ones, and I'm just tucking in a few more and rearranging so that they fit on the layout appropriately. And I love the colours of these flowers. They are just beautiful and they print up so well. And the beauty of the printables is that you can print them on your printer at home. You can develop them as photos and use them that way. Or you can go to a printing place and get them to print them onto cardstock for you as well. So I have printed mine onto plain cardstock, and I've used presentation mode so that they come up in vibrant colours. And this allows me to have elements that match the paper range and also allow me to build clusters that are multi-dimensional, as you can see here as I'm layering up the hearts from the collection around into the clusters. Now, how you build your clusters is up to you. What you use for your cluster embellishments is also up to you. Now, you can use the indicated shapes that Lisa puts in her sketches, but they are only an indication that a cluster should go there. You could have stars, you could have flowers, you could have butterflies, you could have hearts. It's depending on the theme of your layout as to what you put into clusters. You can have cogwheels, you can have all of those things. I'm putting in a title here with thickers, and it says "so cool," and that's a bit of a pun because that day was not cool. It was very, very hot, but that sculpture, as you can see, is pretty amazing, and it is quite cool. Now, the one that I'm standing in front of is one side of it, and it is an optical illusion because the way it tumbles on each other and moves around gives those different points of looking at the sculpture, which is quite amazing, really. And it's very, very effective. So I'm just putting in some pops of colour now into 3 points on the clusters, and that is to allow myself to create, actually I went 4 times, so I did add it to every cluster. And I am now flicking underneath to flatten it out and create like a faux enamel dot, which sits in on the cluster there. And as you can see, now that the clusters are in place and all the papers have come together, how pretty and effective that looks with that paper range. And I must say, it is one of the nicest ranges that Lisa has out at the moment. They are beautiful, all of them in their own accord. You can just see the joins there when you're up close, but far away you can't. And that's the beauty of a hybrid paper. You mix and match, you layer it up, it all looks amazing, and it extends your stash on a budget. And with today's economy, that's what we're all up to. This sketchbook I have printed out and I have bound, and I've made it into a hard copy. You can use it as an e-copy and you don't have to print it out. I would love to show you inside, but it is exclusive and only available to you when you go and purchase from the shop on Facebook or from www.scrapasketch.com. Here's the final layout, as you can see, in bright sunny colours. Look how beautiful and vibrant those papers are. I just love how this has come together. It is a great sketch to use. It is versatile. I will use it again on a different layout with a different theme. There you can find sketches, Scrapasketch printables, and the book at the premium shop and also the Facebook group. I will put all the links down below. If you use my discount code KathyLovesTheScrap10 when you go to checkout, you can get that for a 10% discount. Happy scrapping, everybody. Hope something inspired you. Give me a thumbs up and I'll see you in the next video.